YouTube. You're gonna do that one thing? Yeah, why not? I mean, not gonna be doing that for a few days, so why not? I just put something else on. I'm gonna watch. Let's to it. Do what you usually do around this time in the morning. I'm going to see what you're watching on your phone, and that's it. There we go. Close enough. I'll just have that on while I sleep for a little bit. And before I actually fall asleep, I'll make sure the camera turned off. Besides, it's 21st of March, I got 90 days to do whatever I want.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message.
We have got a surprise for you guys today, because today we're going to start something that hadn't been started in 10 years. Now let me tell you a story. About 6 months ago, I took and bought a tractor for pretty much scrap value. I was told when I bought it that it run 10 years ago, and it's been sitting ever since. This tractor is a 1980s Blair's 510. I don't know much about Blair's, as I'm pretty stupid when it comes to them. I do know that they were made in Eastern Europe, I believe. It's got a loader on the front of it. I think it's 65, 70 horsepower tractor, but we're going to go and we're going to see if we can get that tractor started today. It's been sitting out there in Weston's scrapyard for the last 6 months. I have not had time to do it, but I figured if I want to get it started, I might as well bring
Maybe
you
later on
guys
today
with
I'll
me.
go out and just be stupid.
There she is. That right there is a Blair's 510 tractor. Two-wheel drive. It's got the loader on the front. And you know, I didn't have to give a whole lot for this tractor. We haven't done really nothing with it yet. It's just kind of been sitting here waiting for a little bit better weather and me to get motivated enough to do it. But I think old Dom's going to come over here in a little bit. We're going to try to get her started. This would be a really nice tractor. We're going to have to put a little bit of work into it. The wiring system's probably going to have to be gone through. Fuel system's probably got bad fuel in it from sitting for so long. We'd really like to have this tractor to brush off with and things like that. It might even roll a little bit more coal than my Kubota. Who knows? Let's get after it. And the clutch free? Clutch is free? Doesn't, no? The gear shift move? You see a dipstick over there? How many years is it? Old? I think it's 80. Dom, do you have faith that we can make it run? Oh, yeah. Sure. I think so too. You want to see if there's any antifreeze in it? Any water? Well, that place where there's supposed to be a radiator cap. Get up there, Dom! That's as far up as it goes. I think you pulled out a cobweb.
I think that she does.
Well, we won't let her run very long then. It smells like turpentine. It smells like one day there's supposed to be something in there that was decent. The oven is off? No. Huh? It doesn't. Come here, cleaner. Yeah. We don't need clean air in you. Yeah. Get out of there. Ooh. Okay. I think that's how it's supposed to work. I don't think so. Look at that.
Attention, this is not a dating site.
Well, that's actually a vent pipe exhaust. Do you see a dipstick? Oh, right here. Oh. Oh. Sludge. You can see it. You can see a dipstick. Oh, it's a little sludgy. But it's been sitting for 10 years. What do you expect? And I've got 2 batteries sitting on the back of my truck, and I don't know if that'll be enough. One of them's kind of a small battery, so I got my 2 jump backs as well. This runs on a just a 12-volt system. It's not 24-volt. I do remember that because I remember everybody told us it was 24, and then we ended up looking at it, and before we messed it up, it was a 12-volt system and where the two batteries run parallel.
But our problem here is from positive. Got a wire here. Got a wire here. As you can see, there ain't no negative.
Well, that's going to take some customizing. Don't worry, we got that figured out. What do you think of your new tractor?
Alright, take her tractor starter.
Still turns over. I say we put the other jump pack on and she'll start.
He's gonna be able to hold down. And that's look at tractor.
I got
Philly
it.
and
This
your
how you do
brother.
this. We got a jump pack to a battery to some jumper cables to run over to red, and then we got another jump pack up here hooked directly to the starter. All right, get over there on that side. It'll run though. It will run. I got faith in it. It's gonna run! It's gonna do it, yeah! It almost done it. Almost.
It's like brand new.
It is like brand new. Little bit of paint, little bit of wiring, whole lot of love, and just a little bit of tender loving care, and she'll be back up and running again. I get so excited, folks. I think she'll run. I got faith in her.
Alright, give her a shot in there. That's good.
Yeah, Peter.
She ran away! Oh, God, it gave me cancer. In a way, the closest thing I could find was a thing of brake clean to stuff over the intake. Oh, I think I got cancer now. My God.
Hand was right here and I didn't feel it hit you in the face.
Why do you put your hand over the exhaust to everything we start?
No, I didn't put it. I was getting it right here where you can see it. And you should be sitting out of here and getting finished. I ran home. I got it on camera though.
Whew. Well, guys, it runs. We sent an Indian smoke signal. Every Indian in all the Midwest gonna know we got this Polaris running. Holy cow. And I was gonna grab a rag, and then I'm like, no, it's gonna suck that rag right down the intake. So I grabbed that bottle of brake clean. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, besides for running away, it's like brand new. Time out. Now, as you guys can see, that tractor went to full throttle as soon as it started up.
It's Hillshire Farm. Oh, hell yeah. Old Spice Putty. I hold matte finish.
And I was over there messing around with the injection pump, and that was doing nothing. The throttle was not responding. I could not get the tractor to shut off. So I run around there to the intake side, was trying to find something to block the intake, and I finally found a can of brake fluid, that I stuck over the intake, cut off its air, and that's when it finally shut off. That was day one. We had to run and do some errands, and Dom got tied up, so we're gonna roll you into the second day. We took apart the injection pump, and, well, you know what? Just watch it for yourself. Alright, guys. So basically, as you saw, we tried to catch a tractor on fire yesterday. We didn't do quite a good enough job, so we're back today. We're gonna get it done today. Gonna open the hood. Pull the hood. Long story short, we got to run. As soon as it would start, it would go to full throttle. I done a little bit of research on this last night, and I guess basically, you can see where that throttle cable goes in the side of the pump. I guess there is a rack that goes down to inside the injection pump that gets frozen up. So we should be able to take off the top of that injection pump and look down in there, and we'll probably have to pour some tranny fluid in there, let it free itself up, and then we'll work it back and forth a little bit, and that should free ourselves up. Down to the tools. What, Garrett? Alright, we got all the bolts out of this upper inspection plate on this. Yeah.
Can't.
That donkey was gonna get it. Oh, not me. There we go. Alright. Looks alright in there. Not bad, not bad. Basically how this works is, see, if I pull back on this governor, it pulls on that spring, which is supposed to push this forward, which just is your actual throttle valve right in here. This is your governor spring and everything like that, keep it from over revving. And this here goes down, and actually it's how big a hole is in the injector spring to push fuel up here to these injectors. So, basically, as you can see, that thing, it froze up hard. Try working this back and forth a little bit. We've got her fixed! It's gonna run today. I've got faith in it. Oh, there, it's moving like butter now. It's like brand new. No, look at that. Yep. See, we've freed her. See? See how it goes all the way off there? Yeah. And then, yeah, cool. Guys, so basically our problem was, this right here is our throttle inside the injection pump, and that was froze right there at full throttle. Now we've got it where it moves with the throttle on the outside with the governor spring and everything. We've got it freed up. I sprayed some PV blaster in there. Alright guys, now here's our professional fuel system. We've got us a gas can, filled with diesel of course, because if anybody steals our gas can, we want them to put diesel in their car. So that is our fuel system, and it is now installed. So we'll take our ground, stuff it in here, take our positive. This is a wire coming from. So basically all we gotta do now is bleed our fuel system, get all the air out of the system because diesels do not like to run on air, especially in the fuel system. Basically we'll take and fire up this pump, pre-fill all the filters and everything on it, get fuel up to the injector lines, and hopefully this time when we start it, it won't run away. Ready? Yep. Start back up on its own. So basically, guys, we got to where it won't run away. I'm holding the throttle right here. It's right down there, you see? And then we can shut it off, too. It's brilliant. That seems like it can do something. Alright. Alright, I'm going to try this, alright? Okay. spinning. All this system's just kind of jerry-rigged up at the moment because I've never heard this tractor run. They said it's set for 10 years. You know, the rear end could be locked up, the clutch could be out. There's so many things. Now, I was told the hydraulic pump is shot in it, so that's something we'll have to deal with. But I at least wanted to get it running and see how the engine ran before I start doing a whole bunch of work to it. This is just an all-temporary system, so all you safety Sally's like, oh no, he's got a jerry can for a fuel tank. No, I'm gonna fix the fuel tank. Don't worry. This is all temporary. Well, as you saw, today was a success. We got her started, we got her running. Don't pay no attention to how we done it, but we got it done. Anyway, I've got to get some parts for the fuel system. We had it run off that jerry can, and, you know, I kind of like to do things a little bit better than that if I'm going to start moving it around. I don't want that jerry can falling over or something, so we're going to try to hook up the fuel tank. We drained out the fuel that was in it, which looked awful. And we actually broke a fitting going on at the bottom of the fuel tank when we was doing that, so we need to figure out what we need to do that way. So I need to get the parts for this tractor. I think we're just going to end it here, but if you guys like these tractor videos, make sure you smash that like button, and we'll definitely get the old Polaris running. She's going to be a cold rolling, grass mowing, 20-mile-an-hour speed demon machine. They can also lift.
When your game is incredible and the snacks impeccable.
That's a biggest. All right, where were we? I had to talk to Beyonce real quick and confirm to her that yes, I'm making another video, and yes, it's going to be awesome as always. My name's Weston. Welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? So today we got a little bit of time because we're waiting on some parts to come in for our Cummins swap, our 2010 F350. Waiting on an oil pan and some other things. So while we're waiting on that, I figured I'd get around to doing something I need to be doing, and that is our oh no, I gotta say this right. Belarus tractor.
Mustang so big as snow.
I was calling it what did I say? Polaris. I was calling it a Polaris the whole time in the last video. Anyway, like I said, we got a little bit of time here, and a lot of people's been asking for a follow-up on our old tractor. And for those of you that did not watch the last video, basically what our Belarus tractor is I bought it for scrap iron. It had been sitting for about 10 years. We got it fired up, and the motor ran away. It means it wrapped out to full throttle as soon as it fired up. And it ended up that the injection pump was froze up. We got it broke loose and got that taken care of. And I didn't get around to doing anything else with it. We made it run, we made it shut off, we made it do all that, but we never got around to moving it. So I think that's what we're going to try to do today. That was like 2 or 3 months ago when we started it, so it's been sitting for 2 or 3 months again. Let's get down to what this video is about. He told us that the hydraulic pump that runs the loader and everything was bad. When I bought it, that's the reason he let it sit. And he was an old man, he could never find parts for it. And now with the invention of the internet, I think I can probably find a hydraulic pump for it fairly easy. But I want to get it running and see if the transmission's any good or any of that stuff works before I ever spend money on a hydraulic pump. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take just the fuel fittings on the fuel tank are broke, so we can't actually use a factory fuel tank. So we're going to throw a jerry can up on the fender and run a little electric pump. See if we can just make it move forwards and backwards, and we might pour some hydraulic oil in it and see if we can make the hydraulics work. I doubt they'll work, but who knows? I guess let's see if we can get it started back up. It's only been sitting a couple months. I got faith in it.
I'm gonna leave. Go outside a little bit.
I got a little bit of starting
Do
fluid, but
some
I don't
work.
think we're going to need it. It seems like it's got good compression, and it's not that cold out today. It's like 80 degrees.
Oh,
It did kind of kill a little bit of the grass, though, but that's just good. That means it's marking its territory, and we don't got to worry about mowing here anymore. Actually, a fuel fitting broke on the bottom of the fuel tank when we was trying to drain the fuel, and all the fuel ran out. Most of it's in that 5-gallon bucket, but I think when it rained, it filled that 5-gallon bucket up and overflowed. Ran out all over here. So, let's get to putting some parts together, get the batteries thrown in it, get the fuel system hooked up, and let's see if this thing will move under its own power.
that's why I don't live. That's why I don't.
And Mother Russia, you the
start tractor, tractor start you. I had to do at least one Russian drill.
Alright, so we got our little jerry rig fuel system together. We got one battery in it. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but it is a big battery. So we're going to do our expertness and get our little pump hooked up. We got our throttle here. Has not been started in a couple months. Let's see how it will go.
For sure it still smokes.
Well, that just means it's a good one. If it don't smoke,
I'm gonna leave here. I'm gonna leave here in an hour or two. But before I leave,
Sometimes you can't afford one that don't smoke.
yeah, but we gotta make fun of me for it.
I'm gonna go have lunch. Where are you gonna have lunch at? The zoo.
Put some water in it, and
I'm gonna go have lunch at the zoo today. Yeah, I'm gonna have lunch at the zoo today.
oh,
Where are you gonna lunch at today, Tyler? At the zoo. At the zoo. Yeah.
everyone should door free. Oops.
Yeah, what you do, Griffin? Cobalt did.
That's the biggest damn spider I've ever seen.
I'm gonna go outside and do some work.
Yeah, there's a spider already.
I want to hear some more noises in the garage.
He was that big around. There's a dark dirt out there, too.
Okay.
You worry about the radiator having stuff in it, don't worry about that.
It's like 10 o'clock. So we're gonna do a couple things and leave. Get a couple things around here and leave. Go to the garage for a little bit, do some work in the garage. And that's it.
My fuel pump came unhooked. It moved! You didn't believe that? Like it moved. It's going someplace.
38.
I'm actually legitimately surprised.
I'm gonna see if anything running in the garage.
Look at that. That shows how long it's been sitting here. Alright, so we ran into O'Reilly's and we got some stuff to make the electrical system a little bit better shape. So basically, we got a...
My hoodie out.
Well, fuse...
Hey guys, Tyler here. It is spring, so we're gonna do a little spring cleaning in the garage. We're gonna leave it
Wanna come over here?
leaving here. So we're gonna go to the garage right now, guys, and do a little spring cleaning.
Right now, we want to kind of see what kind of shape the rest of this is in before we really worry about it a whole bunch. So we will get around to fixing this later, but this is just for temporary.
So guys, this is what we're gonna do. I got a little bit.
And I hear that you like the Money Fairy when you watch it.
Surprise you're on. So, hey guys, so we're gonna go to the garage right now. Do a little bit of work. Hey guys, so we're gonna now go to the. What's that?